At the core of a truly fulfilling life is a deep understanding of what matters most to you. Your core values are the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without them, life can feel aimless, reactive, and shaped by external forces rather than by your own design. The truth is, many people go through life without ever taking the time to define what they truly stand for. They chase goals handed to them by society, follow paths laid out by others, and wonder why they feel unfulfilled, even after achieving what they thought they wanted. The key to creating a life you're truly proud of begins with getting clear on your values and ensuring that every decision, action, and goal aligns with them. Values act as a compass, guiding you in moments of uncertainty. When you know what's truly important to you, decision-making becomes easier. You no longer have to agonize over choices because you have a clear framework to assess them. If something aligns with your values, it's a yes. If it doesn't, it's a no. This clarity removes unnecessary stress and helps you live with greater confidence and purpose. When you live out of alignment with your values, there's often an underlying sense of frustration. Even if everything seems fine on the surface, you might achieve success by conventional standards but still feel like something is missing. That's because true fulfillment comes not from what you achieve, but from who you become in the process. And the only way to become someone you're truly proud of is to live in alignment with your values. One of the most powerful exercises you can do is to sit down and define your core values. Ask yourself, what matters most to me in life? What kind of person do I want to be? What principles do I want to guide my decisions? Your values might include integrity, growth, contribution, freedom, creativity, or connection. There's no right or wrong answer, only what feels true to you. Once you've identified them, take an honest look at your life. Are you living in alignment with these values? If not, where are the gaps? Where are you making compromises that leave you feeling disconnected from who you truly are? Aligning your life with your values requires courage. It often means making difficult choices, saying no to things that don't serve you, and being willing to walk away from situations that aren't in alignment with who you want to become. It may mean choosing a career that brings you fulfillment over one that simply brings you money. It may mean letting go of relationships that don't support your growth. It may mean taking risks that scare you, but ultimately move you closer to the life you truly want. Living in alignment with your values isn't about perfection. It's about awareness and intention. There will be times when you drift off course, but the key is to always come back to your core principles. When you do, you'll find that life becomes more meaningful, decisions become easier, and success feels more rewarding, not just because of what you accomplish, but because of the integrity with which you live. The sooner you define your values and commit to living by them, the sooner you start creating a life you're genuinely proud of. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. The moment you prioritize comfort over growth, you start settling for a life that is smaller than what you are capable of living. Growth requires discomfort, uncertainty, and the willingness to face challenges head on. The reason so many people feel stuck is that they unknowingly choose comfort over progress. They stay in jobs that don't fulfill them, relationships that no longer serve them, and routines that keep them in the same place year after year. The truth is, if you want to create a life you're proud of, you have to be willing to embrace discomfort, because that's where real transformation happens. Most people avoid discomfort because it feels unfamiliar. The brain is wired to seek safety and predictability, so anything that challenges your current way of thinking or living will initially feel uncomfortable. However, discomfort is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It's a sign that you are evolving. When you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you expand your capabilities, strengthen your resilience, and develop the confidence to take on even bigger challenges. Every meaningful achievement in life comes from someone who was willing to do what was difficult instead of what was easy. Think about the moments in your life when you experienced the most growth. Chances are they weren't the times when everything felt effortless. They were the times when you faced adversity, took risks, and stepped into the unknown. Whether it was learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or making a bold decision, growth always came from stretching beyond what felt comfortable. The problem is that many people wait until they feel ready before taking action, not realizing that readiness comes from doing, not waiting. If you always wait until you feel comfortable, you will stay exactly where you are. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is to reframe discomfort as a sign of progress rather than something to be feared. Instead of avoiding challenges, start seeking them out. Instead of fearing failure, start embracing it as part of the learning process. Every time you push yourself beyond your current limits, you become a stronger, more capable version of yourself. The people who achieve extraordinary success in any area of life are not necessarily the most talented or the luckiest. They are the ones who are willing to endure discomfort in pursuit of something greater. A practical way to start embracing growth over comfort is to set challenges for yourself regularly. If something scares you, instead of avoiding it, lean into it. If you've always wanted to start a business but fear failure, take one small step toward it today. If you want to improve your health but struggle with discipline, commit to a consistent routine even when you don't feel motivated. Growth happens in the moments when you push through resistance, not when things feel easy. The more you practice this mindset, the more natural it becomes. At the end of the day, the choice is simple. You can either stay in your comfort zone and live a life of predictability and regret, or you can embrace discomfort and create a life of growth, purpose, and fulfillment. The people who live extraordinary lives are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who made the conscious decision to prioritize growth over comfort, no matter how hard it got. If you want to create a life you're truly proud of, it starts with making that same decision today. Your life is a direct reflection of the choices you make every single day. Every decision, big or small, shapes the direction of your future. Yet many people go through life feeling stuck, as if they have no control over their circumstances. They blame their past, their environment, or other people for where they are. But the moment you shift your mindset and take full ownership of your choices, everything changes. You stop feeling like a victim of life and start becoming the architect of it. This is the key to creating a life you are truly proud of. Understanding that where you go from here is entirely up to you, taking ownership means recognizing that your current situation is not just the result of outside forces, but also of the decisions you have made along the way. It means accepting responsibility for both your successes and your failures. This is not about self-blame, it's about empowerment. Because when you acknowledge that your choices got you here, you also realize that your choices can get you somewhere better. No matter where you are today, you have the power to change your direction, make better decisions, and build a future that excites you. One of the biggest obstacles to taking ownership is the tendency to make excuses. Excuses are a way to justify inaction, to avoid discomfort, and to protect the ego from the pain of failure. But excuses don't change anything. They only keep you trapped in the same patterns, repeating the same mistakes, and wondering why nothing improves. The people who create real change in their lives are the ones who stop making excuses and start taking action, even when it's hard. They stop saying, "I can't because," and start asking, "How can I make this work?" Another challenge is shifting from external blame to internal responsibility. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or even bad luck for what happens in life. But the hard truth is, blaming others gives away your power. When you blame, you give control to something outside of yourself, making it impossible to change your situation. The most successful and fulfilled people take responsibility even for things that seem outside their control, because they know that their response to any situation is always within their power. They don't waste time complaining about problems, they focus on finding solutions. Taking ownership of your choices also means being intentional. Many people live on autopilot, making decisions based on habit rather than conscious thought. They follow routines, patterns, and societal expectations without questioning if those choices align with the life they truly want. But if you want to create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, you must be intentional with every choice you make. Ask yourself, is this decision bringing me closer to the person I want to become? Is this habit helping or hurting me? Am I making this choice out of fear or because it aligns with my values? When you fully own your choices, life stops feeling like something that happens to you and starts feeling like something you actively shape. You realize that you don't have to wait for the perfect moment or for external conditions to change. You can start making better decisions today. The life you dream of isn't built in a single day, but it is built one decision at a time. And the sooner you start taking full responsibility for those decisions, the sooner you start creating a life you are genuinely proud of. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on the quality of your life. Whether you realize it or not, your environment shapes your mindset, influences your decisions, and determines how far you can go. If you want to create a life you're truly proud of, you must be intentional about the relationships you cultivate. The truth is, you cannot afford to keep people in your life who hold you back, drain your energy, or keep you stuck in old patterns that no longer serve you. Your success, happiness, and personal growth are directly linked to the company you keep. It's often said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is because humans are naturally influenced by those around them. If you spend time with people who are constantly complaining, doubting themselves, and making excuses, it becomes easy to adopt those same habits without even realizing it. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, disciplined, and focused on growth, you will naturally start embodying those qualities as well. Your environment either lifts you up or pulls you down. There is no neutral ground. One of the most challenging but necessary steps in personal growth is evaluating the relationships in your life. Ask yourself, are the people around me helping me become the best version of myself? Do they support my goals and dreams, or do they discourage and criticize me? Do they push me to grow, or do they keep me stuck in my comfort zone? These are difficult questions, but answering them honestly will give you clarity on who truly belongs in your life. It doesn't mean you have to cut people off completely, but it does mean being mindful of how much time and energy you invest in relationships that do not align with your future. Building the right environment requires actively seeking out people who inspire and challenge you. These could be mentors, coaches, friends, or even online communities that share your values and aspirations. The key is to surround yourself with individuals who believe in you, hold you accountable, and push you to aim higher. Sometimes the right people are not immediately available in your current circle, and that's okay. The world is filled with like-minded individuals who share your ambitions, but you have to be intentional about finding them. Attend events, join groups, and put yourself in spaces where growth-oriented people gather. It's also important to remember that relationships are a two-way street. If you want to attract the right people into your life, you must also be the kind of person who adds value to others. Be someone who supports, encourages, and uplifts those around you. Success is not just about what you gain from relationships, but also about what you contribute. The strongest connections are built on mutual growth and respect. Your environment has the power to shape your future for better or worse. By choosing to surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you, you set yourself up for success. When you are constantly exposed to growth, ambition, and positivity, you start to embody those traits naturally. The right people will not only help you reach your goals, but will also make the journey more meaningful. If you want to create a life you are truly proud of, start by surrounding yourself with those who reflect the future you want to build. Success is not built on occasional bursts of effort, but on the small, consistent actions you take every day. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Many people rely on motivation to get things done, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes based on how you feel in the moment. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. If you want to create a life you're truly proud of, you must develop the ability to show up for yourself every single day, regardless of how motivated you feel. Discipline is often misunderstood. People see it as restrictive, as if it takes away freedom, but the reality is the opposite. Discipline creates freedom. When you develop strong habits and routines, you free yourself from the stress of making decisions based on emotions. You no longer waste time debating whether to go to the gym, work on your goals, or make healthy choices, because those actions become automatic. Instead of being controlled by short-term impulses, you take control of your future by committing to what truly matters. The key to building discipline is starting small. Many people fail to stay consistent because they try to change everything at once. They go from never working out to trying to exercise for 2 hours a day. They go from eating unhealthy foods to attempting a strict diet overnight. This approach is unsustainable because it's built on willpower rather than habit. Real discipline is created through gradual, incremental progress. Instead of overwhelming yourself, focus on one small change at a time. If you want to build a habit of reading, start with just 5 minutes a day. If you want to improve your health, begin by drinking more water or taking a short walk. These small wins build momentum, making it easier to sustain discipline in the long run. Another crucial aspect of discipline is eliminating distractions and temptations. Your environment plays a huge role in your ability to stay consistent. If you're trying to be more productive, but your phone is constantly buzzing with notifications, it will be hard to focus. If you want to eat healthier, but your kitchen is filled with junk food, you are setting yourself up for failure. Making disciplined choices becomes much easier when you design your environment to support your goals. Remove the temptations, set up reminders, and create systems that make discipline feel effortless. One of the biggest challenges with discipline is staying committed when you don't see immediate results. Many people start strong but give up when progress is slow. The truth is, real success is built over time, not overnight. The results of your efforts may not be visible right away, but every small action compounds over time. This is why it's essential to trust the process. Stay consistent even when it feels like nothing is changing, because eventually your hard work will pay off. At its core, discipline is about keeping the promises you make to yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your confidence and self-respect. You start believing in your own ability to create the life you desire. If you want to build a future you are truly proud of, commit to daily discipline. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and trusting that every small step is leading you towards something greater. A truly fulfilling life is one that is driven by purpose and impact. Without a sense of purpose, even the greatest achievements can feel empty. Many people chase success, wealth, and recognition, believing that these things will bring them happiness. But true fulfillment comes not from what you accumulate, but from the difference you make and the meaning you attach to your actions. If you want to create a life you're truly proud of, you must live with intention, align your actions with a deeper purpose, and strive to leave a positive impact on the world around you. Purpose is what gives your life direction. It's what makes you excited to wake up in the morning and keeps you going even when things get tough. Without purpose, life can feel like a series of random events with no real meaning, but when you have a clear sense of why you do what you do, everything changes. Your work becomes more meaningful, your relationships deepen, and your struggles start to feel like stepping stones rather than obstacles. Purpose turns ordinary moments into something extraordinary because they are connected to a greater vision. The challenge many people face is that they don't know what their purpose is. They wait for some grand revelation, believing that purpose is something they have to find. But purpose is not something that is given to you, it's something you create. It starts by paying attention to what excites you, what problems you care about solving, and how you want to contribute to the world. Your purpose doesn't have to be something monumental, it just has to be meaningful to you. It could be as simple as inspiring others, creating something valuable, helping people in need, or continuously growing into the best version of yourself. Once you have a sense of purpose, the next step is to take action. It's not enough to simply know what matters to you. You must live in alignment with it every day. This means making choices that reflect your values, using your skills and talents to serve others, and being intentional about the kind of impact you want to leave behind. A life of purpose is not built overnight, but through the small daily decisions to stay true to what truly matters to you. Impact is a natural extension of living with purpose. When you focus on making a difference, whether in your family, community, or the world, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond yourself. The most inspiring people in history were not necessarily the wealthiest or the most famous, but the ones who dedicated their lives to something bigger than themselves. They understood that true success is not just about personal gain, but about how many lives they could touch. When you shift your focus from what can I get to how can I give, you experience a deeper level of fulfillment that no amount of money or status can replace. At the end of your life, what will truly matter is not how much you owned or how many accolades you received, but the lives you touched and the legacy you left behind. If you want to create a life you are genuinely proud of, start by living with purpose and impact. Make every day count, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Because in the end, the greatest measure of success is not what you have, but the difference you made in the lives of others. Living a life of purpose and impact requires a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "What can I gain?" start asking, "How can I contribute?" The most fulfilled people are those who understand that true happiness comes from giving, not just receiving. When you focus on serving others, whether through your work, your relationships, or your daily interactions, you create a sense of meaning that goes beyond personal success. The beauty of impact is that it doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. A kind word, a small act of generosity, or simply being present for someone can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see. One of the biggest misconceptions about purpose is that it has to be tied to a career or a major life mission. While some people find deep fulfillment in their work, others discover purpose through personal growth, family, or community involvement. What matters most is that you are intentional about the way you live. Every action, no matter how small, has the power to shape your legacy. The question is, are you living in a way that aligns with the impact you want to have? At the end of the day, a life of purpose is a life well lived. It's not about being perfect or having everything figured out. It's about making conscious choices that align with your values. When you live with purpose, you don't just exist, you thrive. You wake up each day knowing that what you do matters, and in the process you inspire others to do the same. The greatest legacy you can leave is not in what you take from the world, but in what you give back to it.